insert coin. Back to split, legging hits to the groin. Live in Mortal Kombat versus Shao Kahn. Resemble dad and mom just to face my fear. I had not to care to conquer life. Needed balls, bollocks, cojones to embrace aloneness. Hearing your life's less made my decisions lifeless, but I digress. You 90s rulers of life a mess by your behest. We do all what you say for a quest. Intention the best creates intended tension. Thinking there's secrets in the Snowden. Mad after facts out and about, so we spout hate to what we create. An endless cycle, the fate we articulate, capitulate. Forward checkmate on a checkerboard. Rise on a ripcord to see pots, pans. Looking up for fellow follow fans who sing praise and worship under all. But we can't have that unwanted subscription. We only subscribe to accomplish aspirations for those we say
I can go anywhere.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Whenever you hear this, thank you for listening. This is Kid Gravity. Interesting day. This is the third day of December. And as such, we have 22 days before y'all's Christmas, 23 days before y'all start y'all's Kwanzaa, and, dreidels and all that stuff. Shout out to the Jews. But we're not going to talk about them today. We are going to talk about what you saw in the subject. That's right, folk. If y'all follow the show, as well you should, I did an emergency show a few weeks back about Al Sharpton, that race hustler, ambulance chaser, Benjamin Crump, and Tamika Mallory. They're all in that same tree. Hello, Bailey. How are you? Shout out to That's Real TV. Check them out. They do great work. But yes, folks, I did that show, and I didn't like the fact that Tamika Mallory, I had said that she seems the type to lead people down, our people, Black people, down a rabbit hole that we do not need to go down right now. But today, I'm not going to go after her directly. No. Today we're going to keep it basically at what she said. And you see the title, like I said. Mysonne, Tamika Mallory, and activism. We know in this climate that we have social justice running amok. We don't know who our president is right now. We still got Black folks killing each other. Philadelphia just recorded 728 shootings in November, which is crazy. New York, they just showed a story today as I was in a Jamaican restaurant getting my food. Shout out to the Jamaican restaurant today. The Jamaican restaurant had food ready at 12:30. So shout out to them. And the food was fresh. And the stewed chicken gravy was on point. Jerk chicken was a little perfunctory before you start. Jamaican restaurants, love y'all to death. Being Jamaican, we got to work on something else. I understand we use gas grills at these restaurants, but y'all might have to put a little charcoal up in them grills because chicken was a little dry. But it was still good. You put the sweet and the hot sauce on it. It was right. But enough of that. Back to Tamika Mallory and Mysonne. They went on The Breakfast Club and they were talking about their podcast called Street Politicians. And they were also talking about, activism, what they're doing in the community. But a particular subject matter came up, and that was in reference to Ice Cube and his contract with Black America. We all know what that contract with Black America is, folk. But for those who are not aware or forgot, Ice Cube had spent a few months with Dr. Claude Anderson and Dr. Boyce Watkins crafting a plan that they could present to the current administration to get resources that Black people need. And he dropped this back in August, and I believe in October it went viral, and he started making the rounds everywhere. He was on, I believe he went on Tucker Carlson, and don't hold me to that. I know he went on CNN, and Chris Cuomo tried to play him, and I got a Chris Cuomo for that. Where else did he go? He made the Black rounds, of course. He went on the Breakfast Club. Angela Lee caught an attitude. I don't know why. No Neck Roland Martin. He went in and put on Alicia Garza from Black Lives Matter to try to get Ice Cube told about not having something in there for Black women. And Ice Cube was thorough as a G and said, this is not the time to fracture people. And then we get to the subject matter. They talked about it, Mysonne and Tamika Mallory. Now, I'm not going to play it because Revo TV is Viacom. Viacom going to flag my video, and I want y'all to hear the commentary. So Tamika Mallory basically had a very varied opinion about the Platinum Plan. It was almost like she called Ice Cube a fool for creating it. And when she said that and I heard it, I went down the comment thread and people called her out on it. Which is why I wrote the title the way I wrote it, because I want to make sure this video trends. Because once again, we have people that have our best interests at heart, so they say, go on these platforms and say the wrong thing. Again, if you know Tamika Mallory's history, she comes from the Al Sharpton tree. She got viral. She got famous due to the George Floyd incident. She went out and made an impassioned speech. All the news outlets picked it up. She got a massive following. Now, we're not going to critique her work in the community because I don't know it. But I know she makes the rounds on TV. She goes out there online and she says stuff. I also got at her because she defended Eva Longoria when she said her comments about Hispanic women being the reason why Biden and Harris won the election. But we're not going to talk about that today. What we are going to talk about is what she said on The Breakfast Club. Folk, y'all know when I on Beyond Borders and Rose Gold and I have our tit for tats about, certain issues within the Black community. I've sort of softened my stance because, I'm critical of Black people, especially the women, the skin tone genders. I'm critical. But when Ice Cube came out with his Platinum Plan, I said, you know what? At least somebody's doing something. And mind you, this man has no political affiliation. He's not down with Trump. Matter of fact, he even created a song that said, arrest the president. I don't know no rapper that hates the president that much, finna diss him. I don't know this. Y'all find me this rapper. Y'all tell me this rapper. I'll put him in the chat. But also, he's not a Democrat. So he practices what he preaches. He's not like these other celebrities who swear up and down they're not into politics until Donald Trump got in. Now everybody is an aficionado. But we're not going to talk about that. That's another subject for another day. But the fact that Tamika Mallory and Mysonne sat there and understood what this man's agenda was with this contract with Black America, and how he saw him move for about 2 months with Trump's team that was in charge of his platinum plan, headed by a black woman. But it's however y'all feel about Katrina Pearson. Fine, whatever. We got that critique. She was still heading that up. The fact that they had the conversation and he amended the platinum plan to double the federal money that he was going to give from $250 to $500 billion, to add Juneteenth into becoming a national holiday, that showed progress. Again, I also said on this show with Rose there, so she can co-sign. I said this. It's a framework. We both said this. It's a framework. It's there to be malleable. It's there for change. Not everything that Ice Cube proposed he's going to get, but some things, if he has a compelling enough case, we can go out there and say, and his people can say, here, this is okay. You don't like this. What if we did this? If the other side says, okay, we can do that, there you go. That's progress. That's how laws are made. I'll refer you to an analogy. Go look at on HBO Max if y'all got it. I know y'all got it because y'all went and saw the Fresh Prince reunion. So I know y'all got it, or y'all know y'all got to connect. Go look up the movie Too Big to Fail. They were talking about the housing crisis back in 07, 08. They tried to go to Congress with a 3-page legislation to get bailout money. And Congress told them to F off. Go make something compelling that we can sink our teeth into and actually have a conversation over. That's what Ice Cube's plan was. It was just a set of ideas that he could go to the president and the president's team and say, this is what Black Americans need. Tamika Mallory decided to chastise that, saying Ice Cube, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's not out here. He's not in these streets. He doesn't understand what people are doing because he has money. Okay, let's play that game. Ma'am, you're doing way better than maybe 90% of Black people in this country. You're on TV. People know your name. You get to go and speak to people. You get to go out there and people recognize you. You get to have grassroots organization and tie yourself to it and generate money. Ice Cube came out with an idea and hooked up with people that have the savvy mind to relate it to Black people. He's doing something. Where is your agenda? Why didn't you create an agenda and go to Katrina Pearson? Why didn't you create an agenda and bring it to your local business, your local people? You know Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton sits there and sucks off Obama all day. You could have had Al talk to Obama if you were so inclined. But you're going to criticize a Black man for creating something. This is why I keep saying we let the wrong. I don't know what the hell just dropped. Oh, whatever. I don't know what that was. Anyway, this is why I keep saying we have the wrong people talking for us. She made it seem like that man created something and nobody gave a damn about. And he was just force feeding it to people. He just put it out there. He put it out there since August. And nobody said anything about it until Ice Cube started getting traction on it. If you've listened to me on the show, I brought up this YouTuber as well, Dr. David Carroll. I've been following him for years. He came out with commentary on the platinum plan, and he said that Black people shouldn't be celebrating this. I disagreed with him on that. I wrote it in his comment thread. I said Ice Cube should be praised for this. He's doing something. His other critique was he was ashamed to see all these Black content creators lauding Ice Cube's platinum plan. I partly agree with him on that. And this is where I partly agree with him on that. We didn't understand the real framework of it yet, and it didn't get implemented. So we shouldn't have went out there and praised it like it was ready to go. Like all Trump had to do was just sign it. So on that aspect, I agree with Dr. Carroll on that. But back to Tamika Mallory. You cannot go on national TV in national radio critiquing a black man who's creating an agenda that got the eyes of the president. Because we know if Obama was sitting and Ice Cube did this and Obama amended it, Ice Cube would be King Negro right now. He would be the new Malcolm X. He would be the new MLK. He would be the new Walter Williams. Rest in peace. He would be up there with Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace. The man did something. He wasn't an armchair revolutionary. He did something. So that critique was not fair. And again, I have to commend black people. They called her out in the comment thread. Especially the people that do the grassroots. They called her out on that. I know she's not going to see it, or she may not choose to see it, but they actually had critiques for her. And it wasn't on any type of hate. It was like, you don't understand what Ice Cube was doing. And Tamika, shame on you. You have a platform. You're a blue check. You can easily go talk to Ice Cube. And to my knowledge, you haven't done that. Ice Cube should never have went and talked to Vivica Fox and Claudia Jordan and them before talking to you, if you're in the streets like that. Now we get to the second part. And I know this part is going to be polarizing. I understand this. Her critique of Candace Owens. Black people, y'all, I'm going to say something y'all not going to like. Enough. We get it. The woman is married to a white man. We get it. She uses stats that y'all claim white people love to put out about black folks. We get it. We get the fact that she totes the conservative line. We get that. We get that we think that black folks think that she's a snake in the grass. We get that. Tamika Mallory, Mysonne, you're going to be included in this too. Even though you really had nothing to do with it, but by proxy, you two do a podcast together. You got to get some of this criticism. Shame on you both. You have a platform. All you black folk run around dissing this lady, but y'all won't go talk to them. Y'all got to chill. If T.I. in his city and Killer Mike and Katrina Pearson, because Katrina Pearson and her, they not cool either. But the fact them three invited her to the Revolt Summit last summer in a hostile crowd, and that's when Candace Owens, she was on fire last year. I think 2019 was her best year in terms of visibility. For them to invite her to that Revolt Summit and talk about they were going to press her on issues, and to watch that, I think it was hour and 17-minute dust up, and watch her hold her own in a hostile crowd. Because we know, we watched it. People were waiting for her to show up. I actually saw threads where people said they only bought tickets just to see that. And the fact she sat there and talked to them two rappers, especially Killer Mike. I put Killer Mike over T.I. based on what he does in the community. And Katrina Pearson. And she came out looking no better, no worse. And even if you look in the comment thread of the Revolt video, people were like, damn, you know what? I don't like Candace Owens, but you know what? She was saying some real shit. And she wasn't flustered. She didn't even get angry. And T.I. over there slick dissing her. YouTube have a platform where people would watch. I just got this little podcast. We're about to hit 5,000 downloads. I'm happy about that. You guys probably hit 5,000 per episode in a day. Everybody gonna make some money. Have her on your platform. You two are polarizing figures. Get an independent moderator. You two sit on the table or sit on the phone and y'all debate. Put that on film. Put it on YouTube. Go make some money. Why won't you go do that? But then you say, "Oh, Candace Owens don't want I don't want to talk to her." I'll go talk to a white supremacist right now. Go drop me some names in the comment section. I'll go talk to them. I'm not afraid. It shouldn't take YouTubers like Tria Logic to go expose Candace Owens. Roland Martin sitting there talking about some, oh, Candace Owens been running for me for 3 years. Maybe she don't want to talk to you, bro. Roland, you do nothing for the community. You give out half-ass information and you sit there and fearmonger all day. Then you buddy up to white people. But then you claim you for black folks. You're sending mixed messages, bro. But Tamika, you're sending a mixed message. You can't sit there and say you hate you dislike Candace Owens, but you won't go talk to her. Go talk to her. If y'all hate Candace Owens so much in the black community, go. It only take one of y'all to go debate her and make her flustered and make her not show who she is on TV. How's she sitting up there talking to Cornel West? I think it was Cornel West. Let me just make sure. I think it was Cornel West. They did it on Fox News. Yeah, it was Cornel West, brother from Princeton. They debated last year on Fox News on Laura Ingram's show. No hate. No hate. They had a difference of ideas and difference of philosophies. They kept it civil. You go look on their YouTube page, the video, right when you put in Candace Owens Cornel West debate, the first video, almost 5 million views, and that was last year. You gonna tell me y'all can't go make money off of this? The Breakfast Club could hit 1 million in 10 minutes if they put Candace Owens on. So that's my call. So Candace, I'm going to chop this up so you can hear it. You're welcome on Bet on Black. I would love to have that conversation with you. I have a criticism of you. I've expressed it on the show. But hopefully if you do come on, I can hash that out and then we can have a good old time. Tamika and Mysonne, go have that conversation. Go talk to the black conservatives that y'all think are coons. Go talk to Larry Elder. Go talk to Thomas Sowell. I would have said go talk to Walter Williams, but he just passed away. Go talk to Topher Town Music. You want those ideas. Y'all don't have to agree on everything. But if you can find the common ground somewhere, you've made progress. And that's what they don't want in our community. Martin and Malcolm, we know they were diametrically opposed. But all y'all love running out there talking about putting up that picture when they were shaking hands and they were smiling. Booker T and WEB, they had differences of opinion. There was still respect. Y'all love putting up the memes talking about, oh, you know, I need to keep people around me, and I need to all everybody around me to be thorough, 100. I can't invite fuckery into myself. Stop. If you're gonna put up that meme, you got to put up the fact that you got to talk to people that you're against. Have that conversation. Now, if they don't want to have a conversation, then you can't do nothing about it. Just leave it alone. But this gets into my third topic. And then I'm going to get out of here. I don't understand how Black folks use platforms to criticize people and then look the host in the face and sit there and laugh. But you praise people that openly disrespect you. What am I saying? Tamika, you and Mysonne went on the Breakfast Club. You saw how Joe Biden disrespected Charlemagne. You saw how Joe Biden disrespected the Black journalist who asked him a question by saying he was on crack. You heard Joe Biden say the only reason he survived the pandemic was because a Black woman kept the shelves stocked. Yet you're telling us that Trump is trash to a Black man who openly got disrespected by a candidate that you support. But you want to laugh and giggle when dissing Ice Cube. How does that work? How do you scream Black Lives Matter, but watch the people you say are holding us back, are out there killing us? You see one of their representatives disrespect a brother on his platform. And it's not like the brother was asking stupid questions. A lot of people fail to realize Charlemagne was actually asking pertinent questions for the Black community. Remember, he put out the edict that said, if you want to get the Black vote, you got to come see us on the Breakfast Club. I mean, okay, that was a call out to Democrats, but we know. You openly sat there and watched them disrespect that Black man, and you said nothing. Now I look down that comment thread on that video also, and everybody's talking about paid activism. And I really wasn't going to address it, but I might as well address it. I've known people that have worked in the communities, and I know people that still work in the communities. They don't have to sit out there and politic. They're out there teaching the youth sports. They're out there being mentors. The teachers, the real people out there doing the real work. The purpose of your activism is to lend a voice to the voiceless. I'm friends with Taisha Essex. She just went viral over a parody video she did bringing awareness to a situation that happened in Nebraska with Miss Norma Jean. I swear to God, let me make sure I say her name all the way, because I don't want nobody coming after me. It was Norma Jean Ninox. She did that video, went viral. All these people saw it. All these Black entertainers saw it. And she's a small YouTuber by their standards. And she promotes Pan-Africanism. She supports pro-Black movement. She's 2A. She was police. That's who you need to be talking to. I have a podcast here. I know people in the community. I can get your message out. But y'all, I understand people like us are small. I get it. You have your own platform. Perfectly fine. You need to start channeling your message one way, because the way you paid activists are promoting your message, you're trying to jump the fence too much. Malcolm was solid. The only time he wavered is when he came back from Mecca and said, okay, you know, white people, they can help us, but they can't join us. Martin was solid in his stance until he figured out that he was integrating us into a burning building. And he understood that integration that he wanted, that's not the integration he got. Y'all call the black conservatives coons. The black liberals are called the radicals. They're the ones doing the twerking in restaurants, then screaming that people aren't taking us seriously. As black people, we send out too many mixed messages. We don't have standards. I brought that up because, again, you saw the host of the platform you were just on get disrespected, and you didn't say, you know what? Before we start this interview, Joe Biden, you was hella wrong for what you did. Make the brother feel a little bit better. I'm not saying Charlemagne needs it, but just put that out there. I don't really rock with Charlemagne like that, but I defended him on that countless times. What am I saying when I say this? If you're going to be a voice of the people, you need a standard. If you're going to do the extreme activism, say that. If you're going to be the moderator that wants to get to the right people so we can get the things we need, be that. Now, right now, the way it's looking to me, you're on the side that's extreme. That's fine. But just realize you have probably over 1.5 million followers that are going to hang on your every word. And they're going to promote your stuff. It's incumbent on you to make sure your message they can resonate with. Because your message that you promoted on that podcast did not resonate. People were giving you the business in that comment section. I'm not going to say your message is divisive because it serves an audience. I have this podcast. I espouse an opinion. I don't want anybody to say, "Oh, I got that from Kid Gravity." I disavow. My opinion is my own. I'm just putting thoughts out there. When I put up research, when we do these shows, that's all it is research. You take it how you want to take it. But we cannot, as people, be out there in this social climate giving more than one message. It can't happen. You can't scream that you need reparations and you need resources. And when a brother comes out with the plan for it and actually has the white devil looking at it and saying, okay, let's go do something, you criticize him for it. What are you saying? You're giving out a mixed message. And I guarantee you would never say that to Ice Cube if you were on camera with him. You would never do it. You would be starstruck. We got to do better as a people. We have to. It's not hard. So my takeaway from this, that was not a good interview. That was not, and evident by the views, we understand why. Now maybe it's because of the pandemic. Who knows? I wish I'm envious. They got 324,000 in a week. I would love to get that on one video, but I don't have that name. But again, your visibility. You need to know what your concise message is. If you don't know it, don't go spitting out opinions. Because it's not fair to your audience, and it's not fair to people who don't know what's going on, and they get something different, and then they go move, and then you're going to have to take the brunt of what happened. And then you're going to play the disavow game. Like, I went back on it. Like, people are saying hypocrisy. And y'all also brought up Angela Stanton. Okay, she didn't make, I think she didn't win her primary. Okay. She's doing something. If Tamika Mysonne, if you really want to go do something, go into politics. Make that move. But, I'm not going to tell you. And by the way, before I also go, because this was fun, so time fun. I just had to get that off my chest. Tomorrow, I have an interview right here on the channel with Gothics. I know a lot of people are like, who the hell is that? Tomorrow, you will find out. She does video games on Twitch, and she also does social commentary on her channel, Gothics TV. So, I think it's just Gothics here on YouTube. So check that out. She does good content. I actually found her through the cut, actually. After I did my video and put it up, I saw her video. Her video got recommended to me. So I looked at it and I got hooked and I watched everything. So I have her coming on. So we're going to discuss some topics. Sunday, Rose and I will probably do our regular show. I'm not sure what the topic is yet, but we're going to make it fun. But this is the last little message I want to send. Black people, I understand the moniker, the acronym, people of color. I understand it. And I understand why it was created. Because apparently everything now in this social climate that's white is negative, and that the people of color moniker represents all minorities. Okay, fine. Just know they created people of color to hide you. We are not every race. If y'all want to go to the science and say every race came from us, fine. Again, that's called evolution, mutation, whatever you want to call it. They're not us. We have different problems. They have different problems. They have different solutions. We should have different solutions. We are not people of color. We are black. We have to tackle problems as black people. For Tamika Mallory and Mysonne to sit up there and talk about black and brown problems, again, you're not only siphoning us and diluting our message and what we need, you're covering us up. We get it. We have every shade of black. We understand that. We're still black. And being black, we need to start acting like respectable black people. Because like y'all keep saying, they don't care about us. That's how Mike said it. Great song. They don't care about us. Black folks, y'all booty clapped and twerked for a set of people that don't give a damn about us. Now y'all gonna come back in the comments thread and tell me that Trump didn't care. If he didn't care, his people wouldn't go talk to Ice Cube. If his people didn't care, he wouldn't go fund HBCUs. If he didn't care, he wouldn't sign off on Cory Booker's bill for inherited disease research. If he didn't care about black people, he wouldn't be sitting out there showing how the wealth gap, which they don't want to tell you, actually shrunk for black people, but they don't want to tell you that. People like Tamika, they want to keep us as victims, because then you don't need people talking for you. You let your actions talk. All the other races let their actions talk through their business, through their family life. We have nothing to show. Some, not all. The ones that can show something, they stay with themselves like them, or they flaunt it. She sat on that interview and flaunted. I'm sorry. She had that idea of, okay, here's what we need to do, but they're not letting me do it, but this is how we need to do it. If y'all think losing Trump is going to help us, you're in for a rude awakening. And I guarantee you, Tamika's over 40, so she's not going to get drafted. When this war happens in the summer, if they get in, she's not going to protest that. She's going to be quiet. But, you know, and Mysonne, this is for you, brother. Some of the things you were saying on there too sound lefty, but if you're a lefty, that's fine. But I really hope one day you understand and go to the middle, because that rhetoric ain't going to work for us. It's not. What you were saying on there, I would imagine watching channels on YouTube that call out lefties. I understand you're in the streets and you see things that most people don't see, but not everybody in the streets wants what you want. Most people in the streets just want to make sure they come home to a warm home. There's food in their kitchen. The kids are getting a good education and they're building something for the future. That's it. And I understand you want that for us. But the radical stuff is not going to work. You need to be even. Now, you said on your podcast, you and Tamika have differing opinions. Okay. But again, if you're not keeping it level, you're not saying anything. But that's all I got to say. I'm going to leave. It was just me talking. I didn't say I want to keep it under 40. Of course, I went over. That's how I do. But like I said, tomorrow, myself, Gothics here on YouTube, we're going to have a nice bet on black. And we'll chop it up about a range of topics. Maybe talk about video games, because I don't think I ever did a video game show yet. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. But thank you all for joining me. Take care. Stay safe. Wear your mask to get your supplies. And don't forget, there's only 27 days left. Well, 28 days left in 2020. Yes, we know it's a tumultuous year. Yes, we lost a lot of greats. You know, like I said, Walter Williams just died. If y'all follow wrestling, Pat Patterson just died. We lost Chadwick. We lost Kobe. I mean, somebody else might go. Just hug your loved ones one time. It's okay. If you're feeling bad, put out an Instagram post. But like, yo, I'm feeling like shit today. Just somebody, you know, say what's up to me. Do something like that. I don't know. I didn't really think about how to end this, so I'm just going to end it.